Hello and welcome everyone. Thanks for joining us tonight. I'm Adam Cellini. Well, it's off to the races in Englewood this weekend for the second annual Waterfest. And as ABC7's Kate Flexter tells us, the event has some businesses on the beach seeing green. Kate?
Well, Adam, Waterfest brought in millions of dollars last year. And now event organizers say they're looking to see the event grow even more.
On Saturday, the beach is packed as hundreds of fans cheer on their favorite teams at Englewood's Waterfest. But just as packed are the stores.
Arguably, this event and Easter weekend are the two biggest weekends we have.
For businesses, it's about starting the busy season on a good note.
This year especially has been a huge increase in people visiting us for longer periods of time.
Last year, an economic impact study found Waterfest brought in an estimated $2.3 million, and 50% of those attending came from out of town. Waterfest organizers expect this year will be as impactful, if not more so.
Hotels, restaurants are full. Of course, down here at Race Village, all the restaurants helped out. They're having a banner day, and that's why we did this.
We've picked up some big sponsors like McDonald's this year. And we're doing quite well.
The only setback, red tide. The latest Florida Fish and Wildlife report shows high levels of red tide in parts of Charlotte County.
This is the third time I've been down and they've had red tide.
It's disappointing. You ride down here and you can smell it and you know exactly what it is when you smell it coming up.
But on the beach, no visible fish kill, and few seemed bothered by the red tide.
It's part of Florida. You have your hurricanes, you have your thunderstorms, and once in a while you have a problem with the water, but so far, look at the crowd.
Event organizers plan to hold on to some of this year's profits to expand next year's event, while putting some towards local charities.
Once we can get some money in the bank so that we feel comfortable putting it on next year and not having the struggles from zero an account again, then we're going to give some money to the community again.
The races continue tomorrow, and you can watch them right here on ABC7 from noon to 3. Adam?
All right, thank you, Kate, very much. Suncoast health officials continue to raise addiction awareness among individuals in the community. The group, No Longer Silent, hosting its monthly meeting at the Manatee County Central Library today. Manatee and Sarasota County Chief Medical Examiner Dr. Russell Vega spoke to the public about the danger of opioids. As of October, reports show at least 77 people have died of heroin overdoses in Manatee County, but the exact numbers for 2016 won't be calculated for quite some time.
I can give you some preliminary numbers, but you have to remember that it takes us 2, 3, sometimes 4 months to figure out somebody died from one of these drugs because the testing takes a long time. So the numbers that we can talk about now are actually only numbers through probably August or September at the very latest.
Law enforcement is working to get the drugs off the streets through arrests and education. Heroin was blamed for 45 deaths in Manatee County in 2015. And just a few blocks away from the library this afternoon, protesters grabbing the attention of several downtown in Bradenton. Dozens of community members were rallying against the actions of the Bradenton Police Department. Data recently uncovered by the Manatee County NAACP shows 50% of people shot by Bradenton Police are black, although African Americans only make up 16% of the city's population. Today, locals taking a very abrasive stand against what they call racist policing.
These type of events are very helpful in raising the profile, starting those dinner table conversations. Whether somebody agrees or not, it really doesn't matter. It's the fact that we want to just create that dialogue.
It doesn't prove their point. You know, I mean, I'm all for the First Amendment. You know, I support the right to protest, but, you know, you also have to have a brain about yourself if you really believe this is true.
And tonight we continue our series Suncoast 2037 by examining the future of public protests and rallies. Bradenton police officers were present at the demonstration in Bradenton this afternoon to make sure there was no unruly behavior. Bradenton PD's assistant chief supports the freedom of speech and protesters' right to demonstrate, and they're confident the community will continue to exercise those rights well into the future.
I would hope that it's gone. I hope everybody comes out and they don't have a reason to do that. But it's the United States of America. Anybody's allowed to have their own thoughts and they're allowed to come out there and speak those.
Assistant Chief McWade says no businesses were interrupted at as the protest marched through the farmers market, and there was no illegal action during the demonstration. Sarasota police officers are investigating a body that was found inside of a car. It happened in the 1300 block of South Tamiami Trail. The body, identified only as female, was found in a car in the Winn-Dixie Shopping Center parking lot. Sarasota PD says it appears the woman was living in her car and died. No foul play is suspected at this time. Florida Highway Patrol troopers are investigating a fatal crash in Manatee County this morning that killed one Bradenton woman. Two vehicles collided at the intersection of State Road 64 and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard when one of the drivers attempted to make a left turn during a red light. Troopers have identified Bradenton resident Ashley Shore as one of the drivers involved in the crash. Shore was pronounced dead at the scene. Anyone with information on this crash is asked to call the Florida Highway Patrol. The investigation is ongoing. And the Florida Highway Patrol is also investigating a crash that killed a Sarasota man on Friday night. The driver has been identified as Sarasota resident Mark Sprague. Troopers say Sprague was driving his pickup truck on Clark Road near High Hat Ranch Boulevard when he went off the road and collided with several trees and a barbed wire fence. Sprague was pronounced dead at the scene of the crash. Investigators say Sprague was not wearing a seatbelt at the time of the crash, and they have not determined if alcohol was involved. In Manatee County, sheriff's deputies are cracking down on driving under the influence. Deputies conducting a county-wide DUI patrol overnight. They have arrested 2 drivers and handed out 47 tickets. The names of those arrested have not yet been released. National Highway Traffic Safety Administration studies show that the average DUI driver commits this crime 80 times per year. That is roughly once every 4 to 5 nights, and national averages show that an alcohol-related fatality occurs every 30 minutes. Still to come here on ABC 7, the latest on Donald Trump's transition team, a recent meeting with a potential Secretary of State, and a tense standoff between running mate Mike Pence and the cast of a Broadway play.
On the next Black Almanac.
At events dubbed boot camps, volunteers and community mentors help Booker seniors sign up for SAT and ACT prep courses and the test. They also share tips on writing effective college essays and personal statements, earning community service hours, and developing resumes. The college and career-ready focus at Booker High School.
Sunday morning at 7:30 on ABC 7.
All hands on deck. What's up? I want to point out 3 tips for using the home computer more safely. Point away.
First, stop. Make sure your software is up to date and that you've password protected your computer's login and Wi-Fi connection.
Next, think before visiting a site, opening attachments, or clicking on links.
Then connect, knowing you're helping make the web safer for you
and for everyone. Make Stop, Think, Connect part of your daily online routine.
At ABC 7, it's all about being here for you. ABC 7 News at 7 with award-winning investigative journalist Alan Cohn. In-depth reporting and debate on important issues and stories in our community with a featured topic of the day and a live roundtable discussion with community leaders and newsmakers. Plus a quick recap of the day's top stories and weather. ABC 7 News at 7, weeknights. Now more than ever, we're here for you, Suncoast.
Attention, this is an important message for anyone who has taken Xarelto or Pradaxa. If you or a loved one took the blood thinner medication Xarelto or Pradaxa and was then hospitalized for internal bleeding, you may be entitled to significant compensation. Xarelto and Pradaxa have been linked to serious, even fatal internal bleeding. If you suffered a stroke, heart attack, or serious internal bleeding, or if a loved one died after taking Xarelto or Pradaxa, call us now. Our network of attorneys have years of experience fighting the big pharmaceutical companies and is ready to fight for you. Potential claims are being reviewed for users of Xarelto or Pradaxa who have suffered severe bleeding or hemorrhaging, stroke, or even death. Our network of experienced attorneys is ready to fight for you. You won't pay a thing unless your case is settled. Call today for a free confidential consultation. Don't fight this alone.
Please call 800-928-6604. That is 800-928-6604.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation. And everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts. And 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
Donald Trump takes to Twitter to demand an apology from the cast of a Broadway play after they, as he quoted, harassed his running mate. Also, the president-elect in New Jersey today working to fill those critical cabinet positions. ABC's Daria Albinger has the latest.
Looking forward to your meetings today?
Yes, we are. Great meeting.
Donald Trump and Mike Pence arriving at Trump's New Jersey Golf Club for a full day of meetings. But just hours earlier, the president-elect lashing out on Twitter about this. Video showing cheering and booing as Pence arrived at Friday night's performance of the hit Broadway musical, Hamilton.
And Vice President-elect Pence, I see you walking out, but I hope you will hear us just a few more moments.
At the end of the show, the cast delivered a message.
We, sir, we are the diverse America who are alarmed and anxious that your new administration will not protect us. But we truly hope that this show has inspired you to uphold our American values and to work on behalf of all of us.
But Donald Trump was not a fan. The president-elect tweeting that the cast harassed Pence. Star Brandon Dixon, who delivered the speech.
The only way that we begin to find a common ground is if we can speak with one another. And I'm so glad that he stayed, because he stayed and he listened, and I truly appreciate him doing that.
I was definitely surprised.
I was disappointed in the booing.
I am very proud to have been a part of booing Mike Pence.
Back in New Jersey, a high-stakes summit between the 2016 winner and the 2012 Republican nominee.
Productive meeting. Go.
Mitt Romney reportedly in the running for Secretary of State, even though he and Trump have publicly attacked each other.
I appreciate the chance to speak with the president-elect and look forward to the coming administration and things.
Do you repudiate the comments you made prior?
Just the beginning of a weekend of work. Daria Albinger, ABC News, New York.
And protests against the president-elect also continue this weekend with several big demonstrations in Washington, D.C. and New York. Campaigns have sprung up around the country to persuade the Electoral College to deny President-elect Donald Trump the votes needed for the presidency. It will be hard to accomplish. The Electoral College has never denied the presidency to the election date winner. Activists are circulating online petitions and using social media in hopes of influencing electors not to cast their ballots for Trump. Trump has won 290 electoral votes, but Clinton is on pace to win the popular vote by at least 1 million ballots. A felon on Florida's East Coast makes his voice heard. He was able to illegally vote by mail from a jail in Indian River County. Desi Hayes is serving 9 months in jail for a felony traffic conviction. Technically, Hayes is still registered to vote. Florida's system for purging felons from the voter registration rolls has not yet caught up with him. An investigation found no other similar instances of illegal voting, and the supervisor of elections office received no official complaints about voter fraud. In the months before the election day, it may have felt like there was no end to campaign ads. That's because nearly $20 million were spent in Florida targeting legislative races. The Florida Senate and House have aired more than 33,000 ads over the last 2 years. That number does not include local TV or radio commercials, online or direct mailing. The biggest spender was a Republican Party committee controlled by incoming Senate President Joe Negron. The GOP majority only lost one Senate seat during the election. The most advanced weather satellite ever is the most advanced weather satellite ever built is rocketing towards orbit. NASA launched the $1 billion satellite for the National Oceanic and Atmospheric Administrations just a few hours ago. GOES will track U.S. weather, including hurricanes, tornadoes, lightning storms, and even solar flares. It's aiming for a 22,000-mile high orbit. Its launch is part of an $11 billion effort to revolutionize forecasting and save lives. We'll have more on GOES-R's launch tonight at 11. In health news tonight, a Florida woman is fighting an aggressive bacteria she caught while swimming. Michelle Caseta reports she has a warning for other swimmers.
Every 24 hours, Holly Graston has to pump antibiotics into a PICC line in her arm.
Carry around a monitor with me 24/7 everywhere I go.
It's the only thing keeping an aggressive bacteria, a Chromobacter, in her right ear from spreading.
If it becomes resistant to that, there's nothing else to treat it. That's it. And then eventually it'll go into my bloodstream.
This wasn't the mom of two's life 1 year ago, but one swim in the Stewart Sandbar changed that. That's where her doctor told her she likely contracted the bacteria, and a previous ear procedure left her susceptible to being infected.
When the tubes came out, they left a hole in my eardrum, so it was a perfect opportunity to get in there.
She started getting drainage from her ear, headaches. A culture determined what bacteria she was dealing with.
It came back as a waterborne pathogen.
Holly says her exposure was before any bacteria advisories in waterways were issued in Martin County. The bacteria has killed tissue in Holly's ear. Her only hope to stop it is getting surgery to remove the infected bone before this antibiotic also stops working.
It's the last one left to treat it. That's it. So if it becomes resistant to this one, then I have no other. That's it.
Stay with us. More to come right here on ABC 7.
Google GoWildHonda.com. Lease a CRV for $219 during Wild's final clearance. Just $219 and 0 down. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
This is the story of a boy who is very sensitive to lights and sounds. So he built secret hiding places where nothing could get in. The boy didn't like looking people in the eye. It made him feel uncomfortable. One day, he found out he had something called autism. His family got him help, and slowly, he learned how to live with it better.
Early intervention can make a lifetime of difference. Learn the signs at autismspeaks.org.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7.
The priority is to treat these individuals as humanely as possible and not incarcerate them.
It's called the Comprehensive Treatment Court. The new initiative seeks to break the vicious cycle of imprisonment and get the homeless and mentally ill the help they need. I'm Alan Cohn. We'll speak with those making the idea a reality.
Monday on ABC 7 News at 7. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Families come in all sizes and shapes. Sometimes your friends are your family by choice. Or sometimes you're just stuck with Uncle Charles. But what we know is that you want to protect the people that are close to you. But the flu can unravel everything. Your flu vaccine protects you and your family. No matter what draws your family together, protect yourself, protect your family. Everyone needs a flu vaccine.
Thanks to my volunteer, I am a better reader.
Thanks to my volunteer, math seems simple now.
Thanks to my volunteer, I discovered new career goals.
I'm a volunteer for Sarasota County Schools, so I know I can make a difference. And you can too. Give an hour, change a life.
Download ABC7's free all-new news app at your app store today.
If you're one of the millions of Americans who are disabled and unable to work, I have an important message. You may be entitled to receive disability benefits through Social Security. You'll be matched up with an advocate who will evaluate your situation, handle your application, deal with Social Security for you, and handle all appeals and hearings. Best of all, there are no upfront fees, so you pay nothing until you receive your benefits. Call the Citizens Disability Helpline today for a free, no-obligation consultation.
Google GoWildHonda.com. Lease a Civic for $179 during Wild's final clearance. Just $179 and 0 down. Now at GoWildHonda.com or visit Wild Honda Sarasota. It's gotta be wild.
Now, sports.
Well, today was supposed to be senior day for Florida football, a much needed break for the bruised and battered Gators to host Presbyterian College in the Swamp. But when Hurricane Matthew canceled their game against LSU in September, this Saturday turned into a grueling road test. Early on, there were questions whether LSU star running back Leonard Fournette would even play in this one after he got physical with a Florida assistant coach in pregame. You can see him pushing the coach around there. But when the game time rolled around, Fournette suited up and ready to go. First quarter, first possession for the Tigers. Backup running back Darius Juice pounds it in from the 1-yard line. LSU takes the early lead. In the third quarter, Gators down 4. Austin Appleby from his own end zone launches one for Tyree Cleveland. He catches it, and the freshman breaks through the arm tackle and takes it 98 yards to the house. Appleby, one of his 7 completions on the day, but one is all you needed to cover that yardage. This game would come down to one play, 3 seconds left. LSU tries to go to Juice again from the 1-yard line, but he is stuffed. Florida defense coming up big to preserve the 16-10 win in Baton Rouge and clinch the SEC East division in the process. Florida State in upstate New York today taking on a 4-6 Syracuse squad. First drive for the Noles, DeAndre Francois drops back from the 16-yard line and hits Nyquan Murray, who hangs on for the score and the early lead. But all eyes were on this guy today, Dalvin Cook, just 19 yards from becoming FSU's all-time leading rusher, and he picks up nearly 40 on this carry. Cook passing Warwick Dunn's record of 3,959. He is the new rushing champion at Florida State. And then in the third, how about a touchdown to cap off a historic day? Touchdown for Cook, a couple touchdowns for Francois. The Noles winning big in New York today. The Lightning survived their first game without star player Steven Stamkos, out at least 4 months following knee surgery. Can they keep the momentum going today against the Flyers? One group sure hopes so. It's the Lightning dads on the road with their baby boys. First period, no score. Tyler Johnson passing the puck across the blue line for the Bolts and sneaks behind the defense for a wide open one-timer. Alex Killorn on the assist, 1-0 Tampa Bay. Second period, Lightning on the fast break. Vladislav Nemesnikov leaves it for Andre Palat, who after some fancy puck handling fires the wrister and finds net. 2-0 Lightning. 3-0 game towards the end of the third. Flyers just trying to get something going. The puck batted towards the middle of the ice. Jake Voracek gets a good look at the one-timer, but the glove of Vasilevsky too quick. Vazzy's second straight shutout today. 32 saves on the afternoon, and the Lightning win it 3-0. Now let's head over to Steve Newman for a check on our weather today. Steve, how's it looking out there?
I hope you got outside and enjoyed the great weather we had today. Lots of sunshine, dry air, mild conditions, because we got a big change coming our way. Kind of a rude awakening with a north wind coming from the north. Right now it's still mainly clear, and you can see the drier air coming in from the north, just re-enhancing the really nice conditions we've had. But behind that is a cold front that you are going to feel. Right now, 69 at the airport, dew point 59, humidity 70%. If we take a look at the high today, we got up to 81. We're not going to see that again for a while. 59 last night's low. You can see the averages as well. Now here's the current temperatures across the nation. Temperatures in the 20s and 30s and 40s. All this is blowing southward in our direction, and it will be here probably by Monday morning. You're really going to feel it. Here is the cold air now moving across the Mississippi Valley, heading in our direction. It'll be dry. This front will have no rainfall with it, and the cooler, drier air will be around for a couple of days before we start warming out about the middle of next week. Taking a look at the tropics, very dry down there. We had an area of disturbed weather that could form into something. We'll keep an eye on that for the next couple of days, but it should not affect the Sun Coast. Small craft advisories for north winds 20 knots, seas 4 to 6 feet. A light chop in bay and inland waters. Gulf water temperature 73 if you're down there in Inglewood, 69 the beach temperature forecast for tomorrow. And here's my forecast for tonight. It's mainly clear and turning much cooler with our low 55 degrees. North winds 10 to 15 miles an hour. And if we look in the next few days, in the beach forecast, windy and cool tomorrow, mostly sunny, chilly, high 69 with those north winds 15 to 20 miles per hour. And here's your 7-day outlook showing the breezing conditions and low tomorrow night, 48 into Monday morning. That's when you'll really feel the cold front, and it'll take to the middle of the week for things to warm back up. That's your weather, Adam.
All right, thanks, Steve. Furry friends found their forever home in Bradenton today at the Canine Christmas Festival, where pet lovers came out to shop for their four-legged friends. Over 60 vendors attended the event at Bishop Animal Shelter SPCA, including local animal rescues, dog groomers, trainers, and vendors selling all kinds of holiday sweaters for the pups to get their wear on for a holiday costume contest.
It's great to come out and support Bishop Animal Shelter as well as the other rescue groups that are here, and it's always a super fun event. Andy loves coming, and he also always participates in the Canine Christmas fashion show every year. So it was a great event and always excited for it every year.
Santa also attended the event, and the owners were able to capture holiday photos of their dogs with Santa. And Santa's recent comments at a Florida mall may have put him on the naughty list, but they did, or may have not put him on the naughty list, but they did put him out of the job. One woman claims a Santa performer told her 10-year-old daughter that Hillary Clinton is on the naughty list this year, then laughed to himself. A spokesperson from the NOR program, which provides Santas to malls around the country, removed him from the mall floor after the incident. He also said that Santa was sent to counseling in human services. As well he should be, all right? Because I think Santa was dabbling in something that maybe he doesn't need to be getting into, Steve.
Lumps of coal for his Christmas stocking, it looks like this year.
I thought we were past this. I thought I was excited. We got the holiday season coming up. The campaign was over, and now Santa's in malls.
We believe in a lot of things here at ABC7, including a lot of diversity, including a lot of love and fellowship, and we hope to have that over the holiday season. We'll be talking more about that in the weeks to come.
Absolutely. In the meantime, Waterfest continues down there in Englewood. Looks like they got a pretty day coming up over the next couple days for them.
It's going to be cold. I mean, today is the best day of the weekend because you're going to definitely feel the change in the air coming in overnight.
All right, awesome. We'll see you guys tonight after the game. Thanks for joining us.